Today on TD Jakes.
I feel trapped within the marriage.
1 minute I had a great husband, and the next minute I'm like, I don't know who this person is.
Today we're going to talk about where the rubber meets the road at home. The only thing wrong with your marriage is the absence of your presence.
Wow.
And later,
She is a Grammy-nominated singer. She still has marital problems. I don't want to lose my marriage. You're not losing it, you're giving it away. We tell you every time we do this thing, we said for better or for worse. I want you to stop being his mama. Don't nobody know how to heal your woman like you. And this is all you need to succeed. Sit down. I'm not through with you. Today, we are going to have a conversation. He has disappeared. You can stop this. Are you sorry? Huh. I'll tell you one thing. It's worth fighting. Look at that. Look at that. Look at who's cheering for you. The village is with you. Woo-hoo. Woo. Thank you for joining us today. We've got an exciting day. We're going to really talk about where the rubber meets the road at home in terms of relationships and how we navigate or don't navigate through love and happiness. One of the reasons I wanted to do this show is to talk about what's on your mind. If you're thinking it, I want to talk about it. From all the emails and Facebook messages, it's clear the number one thing on your mind is the one laying in the bed next to you or not laying in the bed next to you or off falling out with you fighting about something. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm surprised. The truth of the matter is, in fact, according to a recent article in the Huffington Post, 25% now of married people say they are no longer in love with their partner. And 15% wish they had married someone else. My first guest says she feels trapped in a miserable marriage. Take a look at what she had to say.
10 years ago, I married the man of my dreams. Brian and I lived a perfect life with our 2 beautiful children. Life was a fantasy come true. I threw myself into being a good mother and a loving wife. Everything was perfect. But it all changed when my husband got hurt and lost his job. It was devastating financially. We had no choice but to sell our home and move in with his family. Brian took it really hard. He fell into a deep depression and we both drifted apart. So far that we separated and were unfaithful to each other. Now we are back together trying to rebuild, but the ghosts from the past keep haunting us and we feel trapped in our marriage.
Please welcome Tiffany and Brian. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Tiffany, trapped is a strong word. Why do you say you feel trapped in your own marriage?
Right now I feel trapped because I don't know where to go. We started off beautifully. House, cars, beautiful children. We wanted for nothing. We ended up moving to Florida. And it was great there. I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. And then he got hurt on his job. And with him being the breadwinner, I was hopeful that he would be able to get back, fairly quick. But that didn't happen. So much so that, we couldn't handle our lifestyle anymore. And we had to sell our home and come back to New Jersey and move in with my in-laws.
How devastating was that for you?
Excuse me. I feel trapped within the marriage. I feel like I've been violated. Our trust is gone. And once a woman steps out, it's kind of just over. There's no forgiveness there. You just move on. I definitely feel that if you were truly in love and truly there for me, there would have been some things that would have happened before you decided to be unfaithful.
There was. It's just that you pick and choose what you want to remember. Moving into his parents' house, it felt like he reverted back to being a teenager. And he started just coming and going whenever he pleased and left me there with the kids. And he wasn't there emotionally. I mean, one minute I had a great husband, best friend. And the next minute I'm like, I don't know who this person is.
Well, I'm sorry that I did fall into a steep depression. I am used to being a man, and because of the injury, I was not able to provide and not able to live our normal lifestyle. We both kind of felt out of place.
I understand how that affected you because up until then, you all were just flying high. I want to know what happened to you on the inside when you lost your job.
I felt worthless. I felt not good enough. Basically, everything that I've worked to amass was just taken away from me.
What kind of work did you do?
I'm a heating, air conditioning, refrigeration mechanic, and I injured my back, so I was not able to physically perform my job.
I get that. I totally get it, and I got it when I read it. I really understand it. I guess being a guy, too, I understand how much of our self-esteem is predicated on what we do. And when we don't have anything to say that we do, we're lost. When you say she wasn't there for you when you were down, it's because you wanted her to respond to that how?
I would appreciate if she would have got a job or, you know, this.
What was wrong with you getting one?
Well, I guess I was stuck because I wanted to go back into my trade.
The problem here, though, that I want you to understand, you are angry with her for not reacting to your crisis properly. You want grace to cover you while you collapse, but you extend no grace to her for not reacting the way you wanted.
Amen.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Now, I agree she may not have responded the way you thought she ought to respond, but by the same token, you didn't respond to losing your job the way she expected you to respond. Right. So you're angry with each other for the same thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay?
That's absolutely.
Exactly.
You understand? You say this is a trial reconciliation.
Yes.
And one of the things, as somebody who's been married 33 years, we have never thrown around the D word, because when you start throwing around the D word, you will get whatever you say.
Absolutely.
Divorced.
Absolutely.
Okay? This on again, off again, we're going to try this. This is trial. I'm upset. I don't know whether this is going to work. You're playing with dynamite.
Right.
And if you continue to play with it, you're going to get it. And I think, and I'm conflicted when I see you. And when I read, part of you says, you know, I'm on the verge of walking away. Another part of you says, I'm so desperate to get this together, I'm willing to come on TV to get some help with this. Those are conflicting ideas, because if you really didn't want to be together, you don't need me.
That's very true.
Let me ask you a question. In your heart of hearts, you do have a deep amount of love for her. And it's not that you don't love her. You're angry with her. We've already talked about you having trouble forgiving her. But down beneath all of that anger, you deeply love her. Is that love reaching you?
It reaches me, and I feel it. But then I stop myself because I'm conditioned that the bottom is going to fall out.
Okay, now, we're getting someplace. It don't look like it. We're getting someplace. This is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. Let me stir this up. You don't feel safe to love him.
Right. I feel he's going to take that love away, or that he's not going to appreciate my love.
Sweetheart, how can he appreciate what you're not giving him?
I give him love. I'm nurturing by nature. I think that I give you love. Do you feel it?
You feel it?
Do you feel it?
Yes, because I'm still here. If I wasn't receiving anything, I think I would have walked away by now.
I feel myself kind of pulling the reins back.
Because you're afraid. You're afraid of what?
Being hurt and being disappointed.
You're already hurt. You're already disappointed. Why not take the risk? It's not like if you don't express it, then you won't get hurt. It hurts to hold it. It hurts to hide it. It hurts to care and not say anything. You're torturing yourself. There is no reason in the world that this can't be reconciled beyond the two people sitting right here. Okay? You can make this work if you want to, or you can throw it away if you please. You have no real reason here why this can't be worked through. If you stop holding your love hostage as punishment, and I'm going to say one other thing to you that's really important, and we'll get back to you later. Every time you have hurt each other, the violation has resulted from one of you leaving them alone. The only thing wrong with your marriage is the absence of your presence. Coming up, R&B singer Syleena Johnson shares her story when we return. I'll be back in a minute.
Coming up next.
I had to work us back by myself.
So you feel single?
I feel single.
Unsupported?
Unsupported, alone, and
unsafe.
And later.
You're missing a great moment to be the hero right now. You just like botching it real bad. And we're back talking to couples who feel they're trapped in a miserable marriage and are looking for the tools they need to make the marriage whole again. My next guest is a Grammy Award-nominated R&B soul singer, songwriter, and actress, but she still has marital problems, like many of you. Take a look at this. She's a Grammy-nominated recording artist who shared the stage with some of the top names in the music industry. But Syleena Johnson says her biggest accomplishment is her role as a wife and mother. She married the love of her life, former NBA player Kiwan Garris, 8 years ago and had 2 children. She says life was great. But when Kiwan retired, their relationship soured. They tried to rev up their love life on the TV show Marriage Boot Camp.
One of the problems that we have in our relationship is intimacy, romance.
But that didn't work. And now they say things have gotten worse and they're locked in a miserable marriage. And she's here today because she says that show just touched the very surface of her problems that she and her former NBA player husband, Kiwan Garris, are having. They just have so much more work to do, but we're going to work it out right here with The Village. Are you with me? Yeah. Please welcome Syleena. Come on out, Syleena. Welcome, dear. Good to have you.